Are you ready for a video that for no good reason is just kind of dark and you weren't expecting it? Is that what you're in the mood for? Because that's what you're going to get with this video. I've been a vegan for over 5 years. I've been kosher for nearly a decade. And that's unusual, especially for an American man. So much of American masculine identity is that you eat red meat, you eat bacon. It has so much to do with American masculinity. So for a man to be masculine and not eat meat at all, or eggs or dairy either, that is strange. That is not the norm. And so, I mean, I've been so far removed from eating animal products that it's not like I even crave it anymore or think about it. But from time to time, people like to ask me, Nick, do you think you would ever at any point in your life go back to eating meat or eggs or dairy? So I'm making this video to honestly answer that question. The only scenario I could see doing it, I guess two. I can think of two scenarios, but the first one wouldn't happen. The first one is if someone paid me enough money. If I became popular enough as a YouTuber, where I had, million subscribers or whatever, and someone was gonna pay me like $100,000 to eat a Big Mac, something like that. Yeah, I would do it. I would do it for the money. But I mean, it wouldn't change my principles. It wouldn't change my belief system. And I would still have negative health reactions to that because I don't digest meat very well. And eggs and dairy cause me to not be able to breathe very good. It clogs up my sinuses. And if I kept doing it, it'd bring back my eczema. So I would do it for the money, but it still wouldn't change me like switching back for good. I would just do it for the money, and then that'd be the end of the publicity stunt, right? If like Hardee's or Burger King wanted to pay money to do that, like I'd take the money, I'd sponsor their brand, and it wouldn't bother my conscience. Okay, but the other scenario in which I would go back to eating animal products again, and here this is going to get morbid, but I'm being honest with you. None of us know when we're going to die, but I might as well have a plan, right? So my plan is to live the number of years that the average American man lives. And last time I checked, it's around 76, 78 years old, right? I'm 37, so that's still a ways off, as if I have any control over that. But hey, I like to plan things out. So let's say in the event that I'm, in my later mid 70s, and there's no one else left. I mean, all my family is gone. It's just me living in a house by myself. Then I'd be open-minded to basically euthanizing myself through fast food. And that's the best word I can use. I mean, when I think of euthanization, I think of people who are so old and then they want someone to assist them in dying. I would want fast food to euthanize me. If I had no one else to live for, no one else in my family that cared about me, as opposed to just going to a nursing home and just letting it be. I think I would rather just go start eating steak and start eating fast food and just get that, carnal pleasure there from just do Captain D's, burgers, shakes, just whatever I can, and then I just fade away. I think that would be an acceptable way, but only if there was no one else left to live for, no other family around. Because that's the thing, like for me being a vegan, I understand and I recognize that even now it's somewhat strange that a 37-year-old man who's perfectly in his BMI range, meaning I'm not overweight or underweight, and also has no health issues, no prescription drugs, right? And I want to be the guy that's in my 70s and is still the same way by preventing health issues. It's amazing to me, people are continuing to get type 2 diabetes, preventable diabetes, because they're eating too much meat and eating too much sugar. It's so preventable. I mean, I had all these health problems and now I don't. So it's like, well, what's going to sustain my health through the rest of my life is me continuing this pattern. And so yeah, I guess if someone paid me enough money, I would do it temporarily just for the stunt. Or if I just wanted to euthanize myself because there was no one else to live for and I was already old and I couldn't like travel the world or anything, in that case I would. So now we both know, and again, I know this is a dark place to go to, but I think it's important that we face our fears and face some dark subjects that we wouldn't normally even say out loud, that maybe we just think. So as a vegan, I think I would euthanize myself in old age if I was alone and just gonna die alone anyway. I might as well go out with a bang, euthanizing myself through fast food. That's how I feel.